Hey everyone, welcome. In the last video I gave you a quick overview of this HP Proliant server you see in the background. It's from a friend of mine and he asked me if I wanted to tinker around with this. At the time of the video there was 96 gigabytes of RAM installed. I've tested that with RAM test and I tested the 16 gigabyte modules as well. I upgraded that server to 128 gigabytes. So yeah, we have enough RAM for our server now and running a couple of VMs. We also installed a gigabyte Aorus 1 terabyte NVMe SSD. It's on the internal PCI x16 slot with a x4 interface. So yeah, that's installed as well. Other than that, I showed you the ILO 2 interface. There were some problems with the remote console. I couldn't get that to work. For now, we have it working with compatibility mode and trusted sites enabled for this IP address. I couldn't get it to work with Java, so yeah, we do it with the standard remote console. What we will be doing today is install or try to install ESXi. It will be 6.5. I've tried off-cam 6.7. That didn't work. I think it had some compatibility issues with the CPUs. So 6.5 it will be. And that should work. I have downloaded an image for that for a pre-Gen 9 series from Hewlett Packard Enterprise. So that's the ISO we're going to use. After that, hopefully the NVMe SSD will be successful for pass-through. It will be recognized, hopefully, and we can create our data store on that. And if we are successful with that, we can proceed and I will install probably OpenMediaVault on the server. I've downloaded the latest ISO for that as well. So we will install OpenMediaVault and we're going to try to pass through the, I believe, B110i SATA controller that's in this server, a 6-port SATA controller. We're going to pass through that controller. That means that if he wants to replace a hard drive, he doesn't have to configure RDM again. No, we're just going to pass through the controller and he will have access to whatever drive he connects in the front of that server. Those are basically the goals for today. Better get started with this because there's a lot of things we have to do before even get to that point. In the background you can see we have ILO 2. It's an old server, I believe it's almost 10 years old. So yeah, we have to work with what we have and it's ILO 2 for that. So we go to remote console and in Internet Explorer it is really slow. So maybe we can do the rest with Edge because Google Chrome didn't work. We go to the integrated remote console. The server is powered down. Yeah, I know. Okay, and well, let's pin this one. So we're going to mount the ESXi image I downloaded earlier, and that one is on data, downloads OS, and that will be 6.5, update 3. This one is from December last year, 2019, as you can see, and it's pre-Gen 9. And yeah, this is what I want to install on this server. So open this and we're going to power on our server. And I'm pretty excited if this, what we want to do, is going to work on this server. Of course, this is not final. It can be that we just erase everything we do today and start over from scratch. That's basically up to him. But if you have some ideas with the server, you can of course leave a comment in the comment section for that. I don't want to use a storage manager from HP. I just want to pass through everything to ESXi and control it from there. That's my goal here. So the server is powering on. And you can't hear it because I put it in the pantry because it was making quite a lot of noise. And it's a bit distracting on video. Also, I will cut out the waiting parts. It can be a bit slow sometimes, so yeah. You can see in the background 128 gigabyte installed. And that is working like it should. And we know the RAM is tested successfully. So the RAM modules are in good condition. And let me get this a little bit bigger. Yeah. Boot menu, well, there's nothing installed on this, so we just let it do its thing. Yeah, as you can see, I have input from my keyboard, so that's Yeah, really nice. We go with the option on top, update 3, and we're going to install that. ESXi will be installed on the USB stick you saw in the previous video, and it will run from that. And everything else, the ISO folder, the data store, etc. will all be on the internal storage of the server itself. Okay, welcome to the ESXi 6.5 installation, and to continue. F11, we accept the license agreement, scanning for available devices. We have our 8 terabyte drives, we have our NVMe drive, and we have the verbatim store and go. We want to install ESXi on this, so hit enter. You have selected a disk that contains at least one partition. That's fine. Will be overwritten, that's fine by me. US default is fine. Root password. Yes. Let's see, errors, warnings. Oh, okay, this isn't off for a good start. System encountered following warnings, CPU support warning. Okay, well, basically it means that future releases might not support these CPUs. Well, yeah, we already know that. So we're fine with that. And to continue. Installer is configured to install ESXi 6.5.0. Warning, disk will be repartitioned. F11. So, and now we just wait till ESXi is installed. Let me see if I can open up the ILO configuration on Edge, because it was faster on Edge the last time I used that. Now we can't use the remote console, but we can use the interface. And I want to use the interface to monitor the power meter and see how much it consumes when it's idling. Okay. Yeah, in Edge it's so much faster than on Internet Explorer. So we're just going to use Edge for monitoring the power management. Let's see what the power meter is on now. This is from yesterday. Yes. Present power on the 39 watts. Yeah, it does consume quite a lot of power, to be honest. I don't think it will drop below 120 watts. Even on idle. I only think it will go up to 40. So for a home server it might consume a little bit more power than he's used to. Yeah. ESXi still installing. We'll just have to wait then. ESXi 6.5 has been installed successfully. Remove the installation media before rebooting. Okay, we'll do that. And mount. Yes. Thank you. Enter reboot. So ESXi is started and we are prompted with the IP address on which we can connect to. And that's 50.77. So let's open up a new tab. Okay, details. Go to the web page. Yes. Nice. Let's log in. No, thank you. Let's see, help us improve the VMware host client. Well, it's fine. The certificate assigned to this host is not valid yet. Yeah, okay. You're currently using ESXi in evaluation mode. It's fine. You're running a custom. Yeah, I know that. This host is potentially vulnerable to issues described in CVE 2018-3646. I have no clue what that does. Let's write that down. And the link as well. We can have a look. Shall we have a look? We can find something about that. Got it. Oh, it's another bug for Intel. Terminal fault, VMM. VMware has provided hypervisor specific mitigations. Okay. AMD processors are not affected. Well, it goes for most of the bugs lately. Well, I will get this one over here and we'll have a look at that later. For now, we just continue. So we go to storage, we hit new data store, create a new VMFS data store. Next, there it is, our 1 terabyte NVMe drive. We use that. Let's call it Aurorus. Yes. Next, VMFS6, yeah, we want that. Next. Finish. Entire contents of the disk about erased, that's fine. Well, that was pretty easy, and we have a data store on our NVMe SSD, so we have 1 terabyte of data storage. Yeah. For our virtual machine, so that's quite nice. Let's have a look at networking. We have a VM network already created by ESXi on vSwitch 0. And vSwitch 0 is connected to VLAN 50. Because the network card is connected to that, obviously. This virtual switch has no uplink redundancy. You should add another uplink adapter. Well, maybe for later, not for now. Let's have a look at our hardware and see if we can pass through the SATA controller. It's here at the bottom. 6-port SATA AHCI controller. Let's enable this for pass-through. Toggle pass-through. Successfully toggle pass-through for device Intel Corp. Yes, thank you. And it will need to reboot. So let's do that. Okay, so ESXi is restarted. Let's connect again. Let's log in. Our data store, our network, and we have pass-through enabled for the Intel SATA controller. So now it's time to create our first virtual machine. Create register VM. Create a new virtual machine. Next. That one is called OpenMediaVault. It is a ESXi 6.5 virtual machine. Guest OS family is Linux. And guest OS version will be Debian. And that will be, well, this one, 64-bit. Yes. Thank you. Next. This will be the data store. Yes. Next. Now we give this one 4 cores and let's give it 4 gigabytes of RAM. Hard disk size of 16 gigabyte will be more than enough for the installation of OpenMediaVault. And let's see. FIC proficient, lazily zeroed. Yes. Independent persistent. Thank you. Squish control, that's fine. SATA controller, we leave that in. Network adapter will be a VM network. And CD DVD drive will be a ISO file. Oh yeah, of course we need the ISO file on our ESXi server. Let's create a new directory and we call this one ISO. Yes. ISO, upload, data, downloads, OS, Linux, and OMV, and we upload this image to our ESXi server. Yeah, it's uploading. Okay. Okay, that's our image. Select. Yes, video card default. All default, it's fine. Let's have a look at VM options. And with boot options, we're gonna force it into the BIOS. Some other changes we have to make. No, I think we're good now for our first build. Once we've installed OpenMediaVault, we're going to try the pass-through for the SATA controller. Next. Finish. And this will be it. OpenMediaVault. Let's power it on for the first time. And we're at the BIOS. And let's set the boot option for the CD drive on top. Exit saving changes. Yes, please. And this is our OpenMediaVault boot. And we go with the option on top, install. This is all going really well so far. Fingers crossed. And we want English. Yes. And country region will be other. Europe. Netherlands. Yes, please. United States. That's fine. American English. Okay. Hostname OpenMediaVault. That's fine for now. Domain name. dia.local. Yes. Root password. Okay. Installing the system. Okay. Well, we wait again till this finishes. Let's see. Debian archive mirror country Netherlands. Netherlands, yes. .debian.org, that's fine. No proxy. After the installation of OpenMediaVault, we'll do a basic configuration, and we're also going to copy some files over, maybe an ISO or something like that, and see what the network speeds are. Always quite curious about that. Device for boot loader installation, that will be SDA. That will be our virtual created hard drive on our data store. Installation is complete, so it's time to boot into your new system. Make sure to remove the installation media. Okay, continue. Okay, Debian, yes, option on top. And let's see if it will start. It's already booted. With some strange IP address. Login will be root. Let's shut it down now, and we're going to add the SATA controller and see if it will start with that as well. Shut down -H now. Thank you. Edit and add another device, and that will be a PCI device, and it's on the bottom here, and that, oh, it's already recognized it, a 6-port SATA HCI controller. That's what we want. Yes. Let's see, 6-port SATA HCI controller, and we need to reserve all memory for this. Save, and let's fire it up again. Yes. Oh. No, we don't want to install this. I think it still mounted the ISO. Okay. Power off. Yes. Edit. And let's see. CD-ROM DVD, data store ISO. Well, it's not connected, it says. We'll just put it on host device. Save. Power on. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now we got a proper IP address. Of course, we could log in here, but we're just going to open, it's on 50.100. Just going to open a new tab. And it will be, no, not 150. 50. That one, yes. Default login is admin and OpenMediaVault. Language English. Preferably, yes, thank you. And here we have OpenMediaVault. Well, nice. But let's see if we go to disks. Yes, look at that. Here we have both our 8 terabyte drives. So we didn't use RDM for this. We just pass through the SATA controller, and the drives that are connected to that SATA controller are presented within OpenMediaVault. And for him, I think that's the best solution. If he wants to replace a hard drive, he doesn't have to mess with RDM. Just swap the hard drive and he will be fine. Now, what I did on my Gen 8 server, I used RDM because I had different virtual machines, and I wanted to create a RAID setup, for example, FreeNAS, and I wanted a RAID setup for OpenMediaVault. And they are both on the B120i that's in that server. So if I pass through my SATA controller on that server, all the hard drives will be forwarded to that same virtual machine. And because I didn't want that, I used RDM for that. In his server, it's a different case. And he wants all the storage on one VM. And that will be his NAS VM. Now, I picked OpenMediaVault because I do like OpenMediaVault. It's free. He can mess with it if he wants. Of course, he can just delete it, install FreeNAS on it. Redo the configuration we're about to do on the hard drives. That will take some time. Let's first dive into the general settings. Web administrator password. Let's set a password for him. And maybe he likes OpenMediaVault as well, I don't know. Save. Network. The interface is on DHCP. I will leave it on DHCP. Of course, I can set a static for OpenMediaVault and ESXi, but if he wants this configuration, for him it's best to have it on DHCP and look at this routing table to see what IP addresses are given to both systems. So we leave it on DHCP for now. So let's see if we have some updates for this, and we have, and I'm just going to install all these updates now. Shouldn't take too long because we installed it on our data store and instead of a USB drive, which is way slower than this SSD is. So let's install this. And we're done. Nice. Close. Check. No more updates, so that's good. Plugins. Yeah, we can do that later if we want. Or shall we install the community plugins? Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. Let's open up a new tab. We have OMV5 and we're gonna save this. Working on it. You can do it. Task Manager is not responding. Just going to reboot my PC. Maybe it will work. Let's log in again. Hopefully this time Edge doesn't crash. So that's ESXi, yes. OpenMediaVault as well. Okay. Where were we? Plugins. Yeah, the community plugins. Save as. Don't crash. Downloads? Yeah, downloads is fine. Okay. Thank you. Close. And upload file. OMV extras. Okay. Checking for new plugins. Of course, we could install Plex as well for him, because he likes to watch movies. Okay, so that one is installed. Let's create a RAID array for him. So we're going to RAID management. We click on create, and we're going to create a RAID array on both hard drives, but we're going with a mirror RAID. And of course, he can change it if he wants. Just can delete the RAID array that I'm about to configure, and we'll call this one, well, just storage. Yeah. Create. Do you really want to create a RAID device? Yes, please. Please wait until RAID has been initialized before creating a file system. Okay. And that's going to take some time. Clean resyncing 0%. So we created a RAID array, and now it's time to create a file system on that array. So we click on create at file systems you see in the background. We select our software RAID we just created, and we label this RAID 1. Yeah, that's what we want. Now we could go with extended 4 or BetterFS, and I'm going with BetterFS. Okay, do you really want to format this device? All data on it will be deleted. Please note that the file system creation may take some time. Well, and that's what it's doing now. The file system creation has completed successfully. Thank you. So it's done, and now we can mount this, and we say apply. We really want to apply the configuration changes. Yes, please. So we have 7.28 terabytes at our disposal, and I think it's time to move some files over, but first we need a shared folder for that. Let's create a test user for myself. Go to user, add, name, that will be me, and it's user, and a password for me, save, yes, so yeah, apply. Okay, so we have a user, nice. And let's create a shared folder now. So we click on add, name will be test, device will be the newly configured RAID array, and in the folder called test, that's fine. And administrators use others read only, and others no access, that's better, and users read write. So we go with that. Just test, save. Yeah, I thought so. Yes, and let's create a SMB share as well for this. So enable, apply. Do you really want to apply? Yes, please. And then we go to shares and we click on add. And we select the folder we just created, and that's test. Test folder, yes. Public, no. Read only, no. Browsable, yes, please. Okay. Save. And now we should be good to go to copy some files over. So we minimize this, and as you can see on the left there are some recent video renders of mine, and on the right we're going to connect to the OpenMediaVault server. Yeah, and the user will be me, Booby Trap, with my password. And we have the folder called test we just created. So let's see, how big is this file? It's 6.9 gigabytes and this one is 8.3. Well, 6.9 should be big enough. Copy, paste, and let's get that one over here. And let's see, 112 megabytes a second. Yeah, just gigabit speeds. And that's what we want to see. And let's see if it can maintain that speed across the copying process. Yeah, well, this looks promising. What can I say? So we have decent network speeds. So basically we have a running server now, and that's really nice. Of course, you can install a couple of more VMs. I'm still going to do some research on the vulnerability warning we got in ESXi. Maybe something with hyperthreading. At this point, I don't know. But for now, we have a working setup. So really nice. Now, if you have some cool ideas we could test out on the server, please let us know in the comment section. Yeah, last but not least, the power consumption. Let's refresh this page. So present power is on 143 watts. Now, I think we can call this virtual machine idle, and the same goes for ESXi. There's not much running on the background. So basically 140 watts will be typical power consumption for this server. It has a maximum power usage of 240 watts at the moment. Some spikes, yeah, well, it will not run on 240 watts all of the time. But still, it's a considerable amount of power usage, if you ask me, for a home server. Of course, it does have two CPUs with a TDP of 80 watt each. So yeah, that's something as well. And not to forget the fans that are installed, which are 21 watt each. It has 6 of them. So even if they rotate at 50%, they will still consume over 10 watt each. So that's 60 watt in total for just cooling the hardware. So yeah, that's consuming a bit of power as well. But with all of this, I'm quite pleased with the results so far. So as mentioned before, if you have some cool ideas we could try out with the server, please let us know in the comment section. Yeah, with that being said, I will leave the video at this. If you have any other comment suggestions, maybe some advice, you can leave them down in the comment section as well. Thank you all for watching and see you in the next one. Bye!